so I've gathered my supplies. The first thing that I want to do is create some designs in my foam. So I'm just going to look at both sides and decide which side is the most smoothest and draw from there. I like to do just kind of line designs, abstract designs. You could make anything that you want, really. You can make something recognizable like a fish, or you could make shapes or repeated lines. I'm going to start by pressing hard into the foam and repeating this wavy line. Okay, so press really hard into the foam and go all the way off the edge. When you do so, keep in mind that it might go on the table, so it might be a good idea to put it on your paper towel. So I'm pressing pretty hard so that my lines are pressing the foam in. And now I'm gonna kind of make some raindrop shapes on that side, and maybe some on this side. So fill your whole piece of foam up with different shapes and ideas, different lines, different patterns. Okay, so once your piece of foam is full, you've pressed your design, what you want to do next is choose how you want to color it. If you want something quick and easy, you might want to color it just one color. If you want something a little more complicated, you can use lots of marker colors. It just takes longer. I'm going to do a quick and easy design. I'm going to choose blue, and I'm going to color my whole thing blue. So I like to color it on a paper towel. This will get a little bit of marker on your fingers because what's happening here is the marker doesn't quite stick to the foam. It doesn't want to stick and dry to the foam. So if you touch that foam, you're going to get a little marker on your hands, and there's really no avoiding it. It's really hard to avoid doing that. You have to just try to hold it from the edges. So I'm coloring the whole thing, trying to get lots of marker on there, edge to edge. And you can see the marker won't stick where you pressed in your design. Now what I'm going to do is print it on my paper. So I'm going to turn it over. I'm trying to just hold it by the edges. And now I'm going to put it in the center of my paper. And after I put it down, I can't move it. So what I'm going to do is press and rub. I'm holding it down with one hand, and with my other hand, I'm going to press and rub. And then I'm going to hold it down with these fingers, and then with my other fingers, press and rub on that side. So I kind of do half and half, and I do that so it won't move around on me. I don't want to have a print that's like looks doubled. So when you've pressed and rubbed it, then you peel it off, and you can kind of see most of the marker transferred onto the paper. And I'm going to keep repeating that process over and over again till I have a block of 9 prints. I want to have 3, 3, and 3. So 3 rows of 3. Now you have 2 foams because I thought it might be nice to have 2 if you really like this design, to keep doing it with, try something else. You can also, if you don't like the color you chose, or you don't like how it looks with the color you chose, you can wipe your marker off with a wet paper towel and try different colors that way too. So when I'm printing, I think it's kind of fun to change the direction of my printing plate. This is called my printing plate. Each time I print, I think that's a lot of fun. I think that makes your design a little more interesting to see how your design changes. So I've made sure it's covered, and now I'm going to have this go sideways. It's a little taller, it's not quite a rectangle, so maybe I'll just keep it going the other direction. So I line it up on my edge to make sure it's going to match up. Then I'm going to press and rub, take turns pressing and rubbing before I peel it off. And I'm gonna do 3 rows here and 3 rows here, and then my print will be done. You can kind of see right here, I must not have pressed and rubbed very well because it didn't come out as well there. So on my next one, I'm gonna try to remember to press and rub the whole thing rather than just pressing. Sometimes when you go too fast, you miss spots when you're pressing and rubbing. So I'm gonna try to line it up so it will match up really well. Now I'm gonna really rub and press both sides. All right, maybe that one turned out better. Yes, it did. Right? Okay, that's 6. I'm gonna do 1 more row. If you wanted to, it might be kind of fun to do a few different colors. So in between each one, you could wipe it off and do a different color. So each print could be a different color. You also could combine your 2 different designs and add and combine them. So for example, I could do 1 blue print, 1 magenta print, 1 blue print, 1 magenta print, and see what that's like. In fact, I think I'll do that on my next one. All right, I'm on my last print. Make sure I cover it really good with the marker. Line it up carefully with the corners and the edges, and then press it and rub it. All right, I really like how my marker prints turned out. I'm going to use that pencil that I started class with, and I'm going to sign it. And sign it right under the edge. And then I'd like for you to take a picture of this and upload it to Google Classroom or Seesaw if you're in 2nd grade, and show me your work. Hope you have fun. Thank you. Bye-bye.